Hello everyone, this is Rebecca from the Glitch Stitchery. I'm here today with a package opening from Jetpens, and then we're just going to talk about some fountain pen stuff and my daily carry and all that sort of stuff. So let's start with getting the package open and talk about what I got today. Hopefully this will open fairly easily, but I know it's both taped and it has that like built-in glue, so this could take a moment. Let's see, where did the frame end? Okay. So I can sit in here, sit down. So this one, well, I had needed to buy some more paper, and then from there it turned into a whole order, as often happens. All right. I save all my bubble wrap to use for future shipping needs. No reason to throw it out. Okay, so I had wanted something to go in my bag to kind of contain my daily carry. So I got this. This is the bag in a bag from, how do you pronounce that, Lehit Labs? I honestly don't know. Anyway, I had a smaller size of these, but I have a larger bag now, so I wanted one of these. I got the green color. Once we get everything unwrapped, I'll change the camera around and we'll set up the daily carry for my bag. But, snap that off. It has some really nice pockets. It has some pen tabs there, more pockets, and then it opens up for a larger pocket. Or, I mean, you could probably fit a laptop or large tablet in there, but I mostly wanted it for notebook purposes or pen cases. So we got that. Just gonna set it back here. It's probably can't see it at the moment. All right, this was a limited edition item that I saw and I wanted to pick up before they were out of stock. But this is one of the pen cases with Pikachu on it. So this is a brand I have not tried before, but it's really cute and has a decent selection of pockets. So we're gonna try to use that along with the larger green bag. So we've got all of this and more bubble wrap, of course. I have scissors here. Oh, I did buy two of them. I thought I'd only bought. Okay. I am so sorry for all the plastic noises. I do appreciate how well they wrap everything, though. I always know everything will arrive safely. Okay, that should be enough for me to get everything else out. So we've got, at the bottom, the stuff I originally came to order. So when I write letters, I get really picky about the type of paper I use. This is going to sound awful. Okay. So this is a Midori A4 Paper Pad, and they have like a little corner here, and the whole thing tears off. There's glue along these sides. This is my absolute favorite paper for writing with fountain pens, specifically for writing letters, because these fold up to fit in my envelopes perfectly, and they just work so well with my permanent waterproof ink, which is what I prefer to use for letters. So I love this. I use it a lot, and I was starting to run out, so I needed to replenish it. And I bought two of them so that when I get low again, I'm not in as big a hurry to replenish it. So yeah, two of those. And we got a limited edition Pikachu Energel pen. It's probably black ink. I forget. But I can put a new refill in it with whatever color I want, so that'll be fun. It says have a swell time on it. It has 3 little Pikachus. I like that. And we've got a new Pilot Cacuno. This is a new color. I've been waiting for this color. And I guess they named the colors, which is interesting. So this color is boy. And then they have a green one as baby, pink is girl, blue is papa, and red is mama. That's a little odd to me, but that's okay. I really like this color. I did not realize this was called the Family Series. That's honestly really weird to me. Okay. But, I mean, I've talked about Cacuno in my pilot video, and I do like them quite a bit. And we got a new Pentel pocket brush. I already have 2 of these, but I could not resist this version. What did they call it? Camellia, maybe? But it has just pretty flowers on it. And these are just so nice for brushwork. I really like these. I'm gonna check the receipt real quick and see what the name of that edition was. It's gotta be on here. Yeah, Camellia. Camellia Wrap is what it's called. Alright, cool. So then I got a E&M Gemini Nib Holder. And there should be a nib in here for it. Yep. We got a set of 3 of the Tachikawa Comic Pen Nib Japanese model. So I'll go with that. And I got a new Lamy nib. So this is the one that's called the Cursive nib. So we're going to test that out. And I got a Kaweco. I normally do not like these, but I am second guessing my pronunciation, so I apologize for pausing. But anyway, this one is that limited edition one that just came out, the Iridescent Pearl Skyline Sport, which is even prettier in person than I expected. Holy crap, that's shiny. Yeah, I like that. So I bought it in double broad. So we're gonna give that another try. I have tried them a few times and usually I don't enjoy them, but the color was so pretty, I just had to try it. So I'm going to change the camera around a little bit and we're going to finish opening everything up, talk about it a little more, and work on my daily carry setup. So one moment. All right, so what I've been carrying with me lately is this. I have a large tote bag, and these are just loose in the bottom of the tote bag at the moment. I have a large tote bag that I take with me everywhere, and this is what has been coming with me, which is not very helpful because everything is ending up at the bottom and all loose, and I just want to try to get more organized. So I got all of this to get organized with, and then I just couldn't help myself with that stuff. But I can at least get started. So I have generally with me a A5 size Midori notebook of some sort. So this one's blank, and I use it mostly for drawing purposes-ish, testing out fountain pens and stuff. Is there anything actually good in here? Probably not, because I haven't really been focused on that lately. Yeah, I think this one was from January. Anyway, have that with me. And then I also have, I'd had a second one ready to go when this one was full, and then in the move, it got dropped in the snow, and half of it ended up soaking wet and ruined, so I tore off the ruined part, and this is what's left. So I've just been keeping these two together, because eventually this one will be full, and I'll have to switch to finishing up this half of a notebook. So that'll go in one pocket. And we have my little pen sleeve thing that needs to go in there too. Stay. Thank you. So this is just 6 of what's inked up right now. So 3 of the permanent ones and then 3 non-permanent ones. And as I empty out the inks in these 3, they get swapped with other ones that are currently inked. What else is in here? cartridges for the brush pen. It goes through a lot of these. And we've got, did I just drop another cartridge? No, I did not. This one's for Pilot, so it goes to this one. Alright. I forget what type of brush pens these were because I bought a set of them last October and they're in Japanese, so I don't remember. But these were all part of the same set. And I really do like using them. They work pretty well. So I've been keeping them with me. One Sharpie, one Micron, 2 mechanical pencils, another Pentel, one Pilot G2, my other brush pen, and a, what is this called? Parker Jotter. Mike gave me that. I like the color. So let's try to get this stuff organized into here, because that's probably my best bet. Let's clip the thingy off. So I do think that this should work nicely for all the non-fountain pens. I kind of want to keep that piece of paper in there that says Pikachu, but I'm not sure. Oh! It's not a piece of paper that says it, it's printed on it. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Never mind, I don't have to do anything. I can take that out. Sometimes I have some crochet stuff with me too, but that has its own set of cases, so that's a separate thing. All right, all these little cartridges can go in here. And then I think these should go in here. I'm not 100% certain all of these brush pens are going to fit in this. They might be too tall. We'll go with that. And then I really like how these work. They're just so nice to use. Oh, I missed one. So the Camellia one is going to go in here as well once I get that open. But I want to see if these fit in here or not. Okay, like barely. If I can still zip it, I'll leave it in there. But if not, I'll find another place for it. And this I'm going to leave out actually. And I'll show. I have two of them with me right now. I'll show you why when we get to it. But these are, other than fountain pens, Pilot G2s are by far what I use most often. So I buy the black ones in bulk, and then I buy the neon ones. So usually a set of 5 of those. But right now I just have the black ones on hand. Alright, so we have this new pen that I haven't used yet. So it's the little bit of rubber on it, of course, because I just got it. But I'm going to put that in here. The 2 Pentel brush pens to be next to each other. Move the fountain pens aside for a moment. Let's get this new brush pen open. That is a nice fancy box. And a couple cartridges. Like I said, it goes through these so fast. So you can just stick those in there. I started with just the plain black one, but eventually the brush tip does wear out. So then I bought the pink one, and now I'm gonna have this one as well. The pink one's brush tip hasn't worn out yet, but that'd be nice to have another one on deck. And they're just so nice. Are they the same size? Yeah, they're exactly the same size and design, just really cool colors on it. All right. So there's that. If I can zip it, then I'll be good. So let's find out. It's gonna be tight. Got it. All right, so got that. And these 3, like I said, get swapped out as needed. So that's fine as it is. gonna put those in there. And these I want to put in here because these do get used most often, so I want to be able to grab them quickly. Alright, what can fit in these pockets? I don't know. I haven't size tested any of this yet. If those are in there. Can anything still fit in here? Yes, it can. Awesome. Alright. So I don't necessarily have to fill every pocket right now because, let's face it, some days I'm going to need more stuff with me than others. But for the moment, this is working out pretty nicely. Now, if I wanted to bring the A5 papers with me, then they could fit in there. Under normal circumstances, they will not be with me, so I'll probably have the fountain pens in there because those are safer in there where they have a little bit more padding. So yeah, there's that. This should work nicely, I think. So yeah, that is all set pretty much. So the three I have with me right now for non-permanent inks are these three. So, dark violet Lamy Safari and the translucent purple Diplomat Magnum and the red Magnum, not Magnum, Moonman, Mahjong. What is it called? A1? T1? I think it's A1. And I have a Pilot Vanishing Point nib unit in there with a broad point. So, yeah, Moonman. I do really love this pen. I use it a lot. And I try to keep an extra cartridge on hand for it to swap in because it does go through ink pretty quickly. It's a wet writer. So these two are almost empty, and then I'll be swapping them out with two other ones that I already have inked up. This one I just keep putting new cartridges in. This one has, what ink is that? I probably have my ink notebook so I can just look. Let's see. This one? Yeah. Alright, so this one is a Pen BBS 491 clear with a Jello stub with Blackstone Barrister Blue. I pronounced that wrong. It's not Jello. Everyone calls it something. I forget how that's actually pronounced. Ovo or something weird. And then I have two TWSBI Ecos, one black, one white. So this one has Noodler's Heart of Darkness. This one has Diatramontis Document Turquoise, which feathers like crazy on every single paper. So I'm not sure I'm actually going to use that again. I have a whole bottle, but I don't know that I want to use it in a broad nib. I might use it only in a fine nib. So there's those. But what is that? Oh. I have these new things to try. So this nib in particular, I am very curious about. So I have a large number of Lamys, and that is not because I love the brand or anything like that. For a while I actually avoided them because I thought they were overpriced for what they were. But a couple, no, more than a couple, I'm gonna say 4 or 5 years ago, Barnes & Noble clearanced out all of their Lamy fountain pens. So all of the All-Stars and all of the Safaris. And it wasn't just fountain pens, they did the ballpoint pens and roller balls and such as well. So I saw on the fountain pen boards people talking about it, but I didn't really think about it. And then when I went in Barnes & Noble to buy books, I was looking at the clearance and they had a bunch of fountain pens that were just kind of trashed, and some of them were missing their caps, and some of them the nibs were bent in half, but some of them were roller balls, but they have the same body type. Anyway, the point is they had a ton of just pieces and parts and busted up pens, and they were $1 a fountain pen or roller ball or whatever pen I pick up. That's not really the point. So I bought everything I could, broken or otherwise, and when I got home I put them all together and I ended up with like 15 fully functional fountain pens, that not all of them fully matched. Like these are obviously two different shades of pink, but I mean, Jinhao are not even as cheap as that. So you didn't see that. I ended up with a ton of them. And since a lot of them had busted nibs from being in the clearance bin, I ended up buying a ton of nibs. So I have pretty much every size nib. This one, though, I had never seen before, so I wanted to try that out. Supposedly, it's like a fine architect. I don't know if that's accurate or not. Never used it. So I'm gonna grab a cartridge for that in a minute. Or, actually, I guess I should probably do bottled ink and use a converter. I have plenty of converters, though, so that's not really any issue. All right, then we got this new Skyline Sport. Is that right? Does it say on here? And I have owned a few of these in the past. Oh, I forgot it comes with a sticker. But I, for various reasons, never enjoyed them. It was mostly how small the ink capacity was, but also I'm pretty sure mine had some baby bottom issues, which isn't great. And once again, I went with a double broad because I can't help myself. But those are more likely to have that particular issue. Hopefully it won't. I don't know. You never know. Yeah, double broad. I just love the color on this one. It's so pretty, and different angles it looks blue and sometimes pink. I love it. A little squeaky. That's okay. I'm not like huge on the shape of these, but I am huge on this color. So that's okay. I don't really want to use this. But I don't think I have any converters that would fit, so I'm gonna have to see what I have for cartridges. I think I have some reusable international standard cartridges, so I will check that in a minute as well. And then we've got this one, which of course takes Pilot cartridges, which I know that I have. I have reusable Pilot cartridges as well, so we can just fill one of those. It also takes, you know, all of the converters. This is one of the cheapest Pilot fountain pens you can get that can take the larger converters, but I don't actually like the largest converter size, so that's kind of a moot point for me. That's okay. Look at this, that's such a pretty color. Love it. I had actually almost bought this one on Taobao, and I ended up not doing it because I didn't feel like importing stuff right now, and I'm glad I waited. Jetpens does tend to get the more exclusive, hard to get colorways sometimes, so that was a nice little bonus. Oh yeah, I wanted to. I'm just gonna clip these here. I use them to hold my notebook open while I'm taking notes so that it keeps the pages flat. And then, you know, when I turn the page, I just move the clips. So yeah, I like having them around. All right, so I'm gonna turn off the camera again and grab some ink. So after looking everywhere for the correct converter, I'm just gonna have to accept that my All-Star is going to use a cartridge. I cannot find it. So I thought I had like 6 of those, but I guess not. I'll just take out a turquoise cartridge. I have those. Maybe I only have 1 converter. I thought for sure I had a ton of them. But it's also possible because I kind of gave away a lot of the safaris and stuff because I just had so many. So it's possible I gave away the extra converters. In which case, that is my own fault. Okay, I did find an extra body and I wanted to see which one was closer. And I guess this one is still closer. but how did I end up with so many different shades of pink for parts? I mean, I know how. I already explained to you how that happened, but I didn't expect them to all be so different. This has got to be a different model. I don't know. Anyway, I have an extra body. That's okay. So we're gonna leave this back here for a little bit and let the ink start flowing through there. All right, I do have these little international standard tiny cartridges, so I can put one of those in there. And I have, of course, the refillable pilot cartridges, as well as the ones that I cleaned for refilling. So that'll go with that. So for the colors, these are both diamine. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. I'm not even gonna try it. It's a type of flower. And then this one's cornflower. These are two of my favorites. They are really nice. So let's see. I have this, and there's the one with the needle on it. All right, move that aside. So I wanted to do, yeah, so I'm gonna do the cornflower in the pilot and the word I can't pronounce and the iridescent pearl. This is one of my favorite shades of blue. I wish it came in a larger bottle. The sapphire color that Jetpens makes is pretty close, but not exact. This is always a bit of a juggling act. On there all the way? I think so. Sometimes it's nice to just have some pens that aren't very expensive and you don't care a huge amount about, but they write well and you can keep them on hand for bringing with you. I don't know. Budget pens are nice. As long as they, you know, still work, which I'm not sure about this one yet. We shall see. I've never had a Cacuno not work, ever. But this is my, I went through my parts actually. I'm pretty sure this is my 4th attempt at Quebeco. I apologize if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I did watch and listen to a video on the pronunciation, but I'm not necessarily good at that. What the heck is up with this? Maybe I can... Okay, there is definitely a hole there. That's what I wasn't sure about. However, there's no way this glass thing's fitting in that hole. And this is my only one with a needle. So I'm gonna have to go wash it, which means stopping the video again. I'm so sorry, guys. Today is not my day, apparently. So I will close this back up, go wash my syringe, and try this again. I will be back. All right, I'm back again. Oh, I forgot to, dang it. Forgot to wash this while I was up. I have to wash stuff later anyway. I have a few pens that I've emptied out that I want to get washed before I forget. This will not take very much ink at all. International standards just don't take much. And you don't want to fill it too full either, because Then it'll make a mess when you pop it in. Okay, is that it all the way? Guess it must be. Alright, so I have 3 pens ready to test out as soon as I get the ink running in each of them, which seems like a time-lapse type of issue because that usually takes a few minutes. Oh, before I do that, I wanted to show you. Is it in here? No, it's not in here. Why did I? Is it in here? Yes. Alright, I wanted to show you Pilot Petite next to the Skyline Sport. Just so you have some idea of how small both of these pens are. Here they are next to a Safari. I mean, an All-Star. All-Stars and Safari are the same size. Alright, that's what I wanted to show you. I don't have very many budget pens in here right now because most of them are dirty. And I need to wash them. That's okay. Alright, so time lapse it is. I guess that about finishes it up. I ended up swapping to this pen case instead of just that loose thing with the 6 slots because a lot of these pens don't have clips, so they really need that elastic to hold them in there. So these work much better. This is just I'm gonna say Cacuno case. I have a few different sizes of these. They're not super expensive and they work pretty well. So yeah, this is what I'm going to have in my bag for the time being. And I do really like these 9 pens, although once this one and this one are empty and clean, and those 2, I have some other ones lined up to fill and put in those slots because these 2 are almost empty. And this one, I just really don't like that specific ink. the document turquoise, because it makes the nib a much thicker looking size, which I don't really care for. This one I really love. I've been using this in my journal almost every day. I know it's super thick because it's the stub, but it's just, I wrote B in my notebook. It's a stub, you know it's a stub. But yeah, I just really like how this one writes. I've been having issues with the blue cartridges for my Pilot pens, especially when it's in the Moonman setup. I'm not sure what it is about the blue cartridges, but they make them write really terribly and take forever to dry. I don't know, maybe the blue cartridges are all stale or something. I should put a different color in it. So it's not big on that particular ink, but that's okay. Then this fits pretty well in here. Zip that up. Put my clips back where they belong. And as far as everyday carries go, I know this is a large everyday carry, but that's okay. I'm not necessarily going to have every single one of these things with me every day, which I know kind of negates the purpose of an everyday carry. But mostly I wanted this bag organizer because my everyday bag is this monstrosity. So let's there we go. So yeah, I just want to be able to access everything really quickly. And I have a different bag in here that has like mints and tea and a hairbrush and ibuprofen and that sort of stuff. I think there's a granola bar in there too. So yeah, that is about it. This is it. Front pocket usually gets my keys. Where are my keys? Let me guess. They are underneath my new bag. Keys. There's a lot of keys. So yeah, those go in here. So yeah, that about settles it. It'll be relatively organized for me. As I fill these up, they might get swapped out with Rhodia instead, because I do have a lot of those and I like them as well. This one is almost an everyday carry as it is, this one here, because I write my to-do lists in it every day and then just check them off. But it doesn't necessarily leave the house with me though, because most of my to-do lists are things around the house I have to get done. But probably a notebook this size will end up in there at some point, or I could put an A4 I mean, in the larger pocket. Sorry I keep hitting the camera. It is just at the wrong angle, so that as I try to move things around, I keep knocking it with my elbow. So thank you so much for watching my fountain pen video for this month. I know it's a little bit more rambly, even more rambly than usual, but hopefully that's okay. So I will see you again next month, and hope you have a great summer.